What I noticed was not so much that Ong and Crystal's interpretations of writing necessarily differed, but more so that they had different focuses. So Ong seemed more focused on the origins and the backstory, the history of language in terms of writing. He mentioned um, in chapter 4 with regard to the onset of literacy. That's the title. It's under the heading that there were times where writing was considered, it was deemed actually an issue by clergy or people who had power in society. And it was definitely used as a tool to be able to keep people ignorant, because if some people were taught how to read and write with a focus on writing, then the people who aren't taught are no longer privy to information that the elites were given access to. And he just mentions a lot of history about writing. Then we see Crystal, and he describes uh, the importance of language in terms of the smallest units of um, of language, like graphemes and phonemes. Uh, and I mean, they don't seem to really go against each other. They just appear to be focused on different things. Ong with a more focus on history. Though one thing that they both seem to touch on, but in different ways, was Ong mentioned, he mentioned how a person could be giving a speech, and it is impossible to give a speech and to not have any sort of intonation. Like it's impossible to not give off crude, if not crude, respectful, if not respectful, bored, if not bored, excited, or energetic, or like that in oral writing. And then, but Crystal mentions how in writing it is impossible to not have a planning phase. So if I'm about to write something, usually, even if it's a second, I take a moment to think. That's in chapter 20, how we write and spell. For Crystal, usually it's impossible to write something without having a quick thought through my brain first of what I'd like to put down. And it seems like they tie into each other, that writing takes on more of a dang, I don't know how to express it. Writing requires, I mean, they both require critical thinking, but just in different ways. Writing requires planning, and speech requires in like understanding of intonation.